What happens when you take the colorfulness of Fortnite graphics, the character class style of Overwatch, and mix them into an objective-based multiplayer deathmatch? You get FRAG, Pro Shooter. I'm going to take the Pro Shooter part with a grain of salt bae. So let's dig into this game and discover if it earns its stripes in a market full of team-based shooters. FRAG Pro Shooter is available on Android and iOS devices. First up, gameplay. It's as basic as an objective shooter can get. In fact, the simpler the idea, the better in this case. So the objective is to destroy the opposing targets, not just the enemy as targets, but actual targets, creating not only a deathmatch, but also an attack and defend game. The team with the most points wins. It's that simple. Now let's talk about the characters. It's part of what makes this game interesting. Every hero has its own stats, movements, weapons, and specials. Depending on the class, you will either be a defense character, an outright attacker, or a little bit of both. For example, here's the Brock Gibraltar Johnson. He's slow and powerful, and his long-range missiles are great for hanging back. Then we have 007 Ethan Hunt, a sneaky hero that throws out landmines. There are many other characters as well as unlockable ones, each with unique playstyles, thus creating somewhat strategic gameplay sessions. The other positive is how you interact with these heroes. Basically, you start out with one character. The rest of the team is controlled by AI, a very competent AI at that. If you're killed, you can respawn into another hero, or transfer at any time. It's a great, even fantastic mechanic. Switching to a player close to the target, or even back to base to defend, makes for a thought-provoking game of shoot 'em up. You can also choose between third-person and first-person perspectives, giving players choice over what style works for them. It's this variety, plus the class system, that holds this game a bit higher than I initially thought. What lowers the quality is its auto-shoot feature. Sure, it doesn't have to be used, yet aiming still locks onto enemies. In essence, this takes away any skill in terms of aiming. Actually, the game doesn't require any skill at all. Okay, choosing your classes and creating a balanced team is skillful, but the moment-to-moment combat comes down to being at the right place at the right time. So I'm going to refrain from calling this a skill-based shooter. In the end, the gameplay is more like a Wii Sports minigame. It has its bursts of fun, yet ultimately it boils down to a back-and-forth shooting gallery. Just don't expect this to be a pro shooter. Nothing here will turn you into an uber esports pro gamer. Next up, graphics. Are you a kid who gets joy out of far-out colors? Or just one that soaks up anything remotely close to Fortnite vibrance? Then welcome to FRAG, a game that wears its inspiration like a badge of honor. Okay, I'm being a little devilish. The game does have a great graphical theme. The color scheme works well here, and for the most part the colors create a unique experience. Plus all the heroes have distinctive models and styles. Even the gameplay runs very smooth. Side note, if this video shows hiccups in the movements, it's because my recording software was having issues with the game. When I wasn't recording, the game ran super smooth, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. Overall, I like the graphics. I know they resemble other mobile games, yet there is enough uniqueness here to separate it from the crowd. I'll give the graphics a super duper Saturday morning cartoon high five. Finally, free playability. What started out as, okay, loot boxes, that's expected, turned into, are you freaking kidding me? Let me explain. The game has loot boxes as rewards for winning matches. These contain gold for upgrading, character cards for more heroes, and gems for fast unlocks. This is typical. It's the norm at this point, and most of these are freebie loot boxes. Then you can purchase top tier loot boxes, or purchase gems, or gold. Okay, so a secondary type of monetization. That's semi-okay. Then there is the donation option. You heard correct. You can choose to donate to the developers, not loot boxes. Just a feel-good charitable donation. Listen, I am completely okay with donating to developers, but as the only option, not on top of the already existing options. You're telling me the loot boxes and purchase packs do not support development? Something about this method rubs me the wrong way. You can't have it all, especially with how aggressive this monetization can be. The next question is if it's pay to win. Now I've done some research, apparently characters are equal, yet I've read some grievances about this. And I've experienced one-shot deaths from uber heroes or super upgraded characters. Now if you play without paying, you can achieve these stats, but I have a sneaky feeling that you can pay your way to top tier heroics. Either way, I just can't get over the selling of loot while asking for loot. So now that I've blasted on the battlefield, is it a download it, a give it a try, or a waste of space? FRAG Pro Shooter comes in as a big minus give it a try. Brag, not so pro shooter. Let's talk about the positives. The gameplay has its moments of fun, the semi-strategic battles, its different take on respawns, and plentiful rewards. The graphics are tantalizing RGB that really complements the game. That's where it ends. Once you had your spurts of fun, the gameplay starts to meld into a repeated process. Then you realize your shooting is pre-registered, and any skill you thought you had is just an illusion. That doesn't mean it's a total loss. Consider it a multiplayer diversion with trinklets of rewards. The real crime comes in its form of monetization. I cannot forgive it for its overly exaggerated in-your-face loot boxes and donation begging. Maybe I'm being too harsh. A lot of people enjoy this game, and that's great. I can definitely see the attraction. As for me, I've had enough fragging to last me some time. So if you want to relish in some unique game mechanics while enjoying some eyeball bleeding colors, then why not give it a try? Or if you are curious if everything I talked about is completely incorrect, then by all means give FRAG a try. As always, thanks for watching Tiny Little Games. Please subscribe to support my channel, like for more impressions, and ring that notification bell for video updates. Fun fact, I mix ketchup and mayonnaise, then dip my fries in it.